Welcome guys, today I will show you how simple it is to create a web application that may set third-party cookies for another client. Let's first talk about prerequisites. I assume that all of you watching this know HTML and JS, but not in very advanced level. Express.js framework, although it's not necessarily required that you also know it in depth. I will just write code and tell you what it does. And you should generally know how cookies in web development work. And main idea that I will show you is like that. Let's name this first party server. And here we'll have third party server. Our first party server will be a static static backend, which will return index.html. It will be basically static, like some CDN where you want to access some images, some scripts, CSS files, HTML files, you know it. It will respond with index.html, and this index will embed anything. For this tutorial we will use image, regular img tag, which will have src taken from this server. This third-party server will return, for example, image.jpg. And this is the way that third-party server may set cookies on first party. Let's go to the code. I will create two folders. Let's name it first party and third party. In first party, I will let's go in terminal first party and let's create npm project, npm init y. I thought about using TypeScript here, but it's not very necessary for this size of project. Let's install Express because we will need it. Okay, let's create index.js file and import Express from Express. This index.js file will be our backend. It will be just one file containing a few lines of code. It won't be very complex functionality with many middleware, nothing complicated. And as I said before, I assume that you know some basic level of Express. Now let's create app in Express. Const app equals Express, and to create static hosting I talked about before, we will do app.use express.static, and let's provide the directory for public folder, which we will create in a second. And let's create index.html in this directory now, and let's listen to the server and maybe console log server running on port 3000. We don't need any environment variables here, it's just for pure demonstration. We can create some markup here. Okay, h1 first party, and if we run node index.js, server running on port 3000, and if we go to the local host and refresh, we will see exactly what we want. So this is let's say the first half of this tutorial to create first party server. It doesn't really yet show third party cookies, but we will do it in a second. Let's split the terminal and go to cd:/third party. Okay, and let's do the same we did before, npm init y. Okay, I think that we can copy this file from the first party because it will be very similar, but there is one subtle difference, that we will create a middleware that will set cookies before sending static files to the client. Up to this point, it's the same logic. We have public folder and there will be some files, in our example image, and before that it will run middleware that will set cookies, which we run like app.use and arrow function request response and next. Here one simple line, res.cookie, name of the cookie, it may be tracker and XYZ, okay, and next to go out of the middleware. Okay, I can give some image here. It's image of my dog, recent image, do not have any copyrights, and let's okay, maybe we have to change ports because we will have conflicts. Okay, then npm install express, it was missing. I didn't change console logs, sorry. On port 3001, local host 3001, and it works as it should, because now we go to /doc.jpg and we get our doc served properly. If we inspect now DevTools and go to the headers tab, we see our tracker XYZ similarly as we have seen here. What we now want to do, because it's not yet third-party cookies, is to go to the first party index.html and let's create image here, image src. Let's put the path to the third-party server, http localhost /3001. Let's provide some width, although it doesn't matter also. Okay, let's close this and let's restart both servers to make sure it works as it should. Now let's go to the first party, which is localhost 3000, and refresh our page. I didn't put the path to doc/jpg. It's a little stretched, but if we now check cookies received, we see this tracker. Let's add some simple script inline into our HTML script. Let's create element with ID cookie. By the way, if you give ID of the element, you can use this in this way, like in JavaScript you can write cookie dot inner HTML without doing entire const cookie equals document get element, but this is just shortcut which is not recommended, but for this sake of this tutorial it will be okay. Let's write this cookie was set from a third party app strong document.cookie and close the strong. Okay, let's refresh. And here should be, I believe, okay. And we see some other cookies which are not related to this app, because I also develop on port 3000 on localhost, but let's see this tracker, it's here. We can also change, add more cookies, res.cookie, like video, res.cookie, and share. Okay, I have to restart the third party, and we see third party cookies here, which can be used for anything. Thank you for watching. It's the first time I record something like this, so I hope it will be helpful. Bye.